It sounds like a horror scenario for our planet. The population is inexorably growing by 2.6 human beings each second, and that number is rising each minute, each day, each week, each month, each year. Today, it's already 2050 at least. Just over half the world now lives in cities. The number of megacities keeps increasing. Most of them are in developing nations. People in the megacities need water and food. Urban dwellers suffer more from hunger than their rural counterparts. Even today, nearly 500 million people worldwide do not have enough to eat. The world, however, produces enough food to feed everyone, theoretically. But a large part of that food never reaches the consumer. Why is that? One obvious reason is social inequality. The gap between rich and poor in India could hardly be bigger. But there are other serious reasons: distribution and food waste, representing both a technical and logistical problem. India has the potential to play a key role in the global food supply. The subcontinent produces huge amounts of food, but there are also huge problems in supplying the cities with food in sufficient quantities. And for that, there are many reasons. According to official figures, about 40% of India's population is undernourished. 1.7 million children die before their 5th birthday, 90% of them from starvation. Hundreds of thousands live in degrading conditions on waste dumps of megacities, without clean water or sufficient food. Situations you'll find all over the world. Misery is widespread. 500 million people live on 70 cents a day, far below the poverty line. Hygiene when handling food is not self-evident. Adequate treatment of food is often impossible due to a lack of standards and the necessary equipment. Usually, cooked food is quite safe. Without access to clean water for dishwashing, however, there's no chance to break the cycle of infection. Due to inadequate sanitation, the streets turn into toilets. Weak people become infected by flies over and over again. It's actually because of social achievements that have been promoted by the population itself that hunger doesn't cause even more deaths. People in India fight hunger as best they can, without the support of institutions, and mostly relying on their own initiatives. The religious Sikhs show how charity works. Their most important sanctuary is the Gurudwara Bangla Sahib Temple in Delhi. In an enormous kitchen, they prepare food around the clock. The work is done by volunteers, the project financed by donations. Everyone can come here and have 2 free meals a day. The only conditions: bare feet and head covering. In accordance with their faith, the Sikh practice the principle of equality between men and women, between rich and poor. Therefore, the caste system has no relevance. 100,000 people a day have a warm meal at this temple. But with 19 million people in Delhi, this is just a drop in the ocean. Free food for the poor is also provided in more deprived areas. At noon and in the evening, people in need are gathering in front of the soup kitchens and wait for their meals. The system is straightforward. Wealthy people donate money to the owner of the soup kitchen. The entire amount is used to produce the meals. Once the money is spent, the hungry have to wait for the next donor. The examples show that Indian people have developed creativity in dealing with their food supply. But charity is not enough. The authorities recognize that. India is projected to be the world's most populous country by 2050, with about 1.6 billion people. Even today, it's a problem to meet elementary needs. In India, as in nearly all poor countries, clean water is a scarce commodity. Principally, running water from either taps or pumps is classified as harmful to health because nobody knows where it comes from. India is symptomatic of poor countries worldwide, not only in terms of water. India's traffic conditions are also typical. As in most countries, the transport of people and goods is a disaster. Crashes, chaos and endless traffic jams are standard. Free rides are impossible on the dusty rural roads. Each journey seems to take an eternity. It takes a truck 5 days to travel the 1,500 kilometers from the business metropolis Mumbai to the capital, New Delhi. And then there's the waiting to cross the borders of the autonomous regions. Small merchants and wholesalers are flocking from all over the country to the urban centres. The megacities of India, Mumbai, Delhi and Kolkata, are at the point of collapse. India is symptomatic of the problems of all developing and emerging nations. Megacities are sprawling, widely uncontrolled, social gaps are widening, and distribution problems are increasing. By 2030, 2/3 of the world's population will live in megacities, the majority in degrading conditions, without water, electricity, sanitation, and without sufficient food.